CBT Naruto. Hey. Hey.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Hello again and welcome to the U.S. Open. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're here at Chambers Bay with those massive rolling fairways, the towering dunes, unpredictable coastal winds. What a test, Frank, for the best players in the world.
That's right, and it's going to be the first time these professionals are going to play it. We've seen it host a U.S. Amateur in the past, and this is a daunting test, especially if the wind gets up. There's enough bunkers out there to trap the best players in the world. Those greens fast and firm enough to repel any shot that's not struck perfectly.
So the action is underway, and we'll take you out now to our featured golfer here at number one. Frank, time for the third round, and time for a good start.
That's right, 2 rounds in the bank. And what will today have to offer?
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Oh, get down, look out.
It's over. The green.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. He'll take par and move on. Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Frank, it's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards, avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second.
Now it's at sneaky distance.
I don't know, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Frank, the fourth hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says emphatically U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble with the right.
Golf
a little
ball.
bit of a bend to the right
Trust the
on
human
this
source
hole, but,
superhero
don't
Fast
be fooled
4,
by that. If
Marvel,
anything
and
to
also
drive has to
Marvel
be hit
Reverse.
down
Got
the
the
left
Marvel
side.
Flames on too with the power of the Cosmos.
There you go, 310 yards. Caught all of that one and straight as well. It's in the fairway. Frank, what's the best play here on this second shot at the fourth hole?
Obviously, if you can reach, you should still go for it. The bunker, that sort of short right and wraps around that right side, actually is there to help you. There's nothing wrong with that second shot catching the ridge and going back in there, but you know, a good one that kicks straight, chance for eagle.
And this is looking really good. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Par yesterday, now for birdie.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Getting set now over the putt. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Wow, check out the elevation change, Frank, from tee all the way down to the fairway. No wonder they call this the fifth hole here at Chambers Bay. Free fall.
You better take a parachute, that's for sure, but you're going to need a parachute to land the ball and stop it on the screen as well. Not overly long. Well, should I say US Open standards, 488. These days they stretch it well over 500 yards. But one of the tighter tee shots.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, what do we have with the approach shot here at the 5th?
Just got to be cognizant of that bunker. That's you can see it there. That's just central front of this green. You either got to go around it, or if you're good enough, then you go straight over it. But you've got to have a ton of spin on the second shot.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. Ready to tee off here at the 6th. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunker, he's gone for a little extra.
Come on now. Golf ball. Shot the Human Torch. And Brie Larson's got the marble. She lands on also. It's part of the Cosmos.
Power right there.
Smoked.
Good strike. Good lie. Good chance to attack the pin. This one's looking good. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Well, Frank, what a stretch of tough par 4s here at Chambers Bay. Now to the 7th, long uphill par 4 and a lot of trouble to the right.
Yeah, and it's all sand, that's for sure. If you miss the field on the left, then it's all June, so take your pick, really. That green piece that the superintendent that's the place to go.
Shot the Human Torch. And Brie Larson's got the marble. She lands on too. The power of the Cosmos.
He's going to play a lot longer than that, uphill.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, our featured player, a bit wobbly of late. This is an important approach shot.
It is. Time to just hit the brakes, do a little reset. Things aren't completely lost yet. Start to get back to that positive frame of mind.
That's another green hit in regulation, and that has been the story all day, just wearing out the center of that club face. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. That shot falls for a birdie. Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open, 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peach.
Ooh, that was close. Nice.
Playing his second
Perfect
shot.
execution by me.
Par 5.
Let's get it. Let's go. Now staying in the fairway. That was fresh. That was really amazing. By me, of course.
crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. Birdie try again here today. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Moving on here at the U.S. Open, we've seen long par fours, not unusual, long par fives, and now we finish this front nine, Frank, with a par three.
And this is a great example of how a US Open can level the field. Everybody's going to get a tee and a ball here, and this is about hitting your best shot. And this is one hole. If you're struggling a little bit, a little two here is going to go in a long way, pushing you around in the right direction.
So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
Yeah, it's well, just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That's good work right there. Just a tap in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. And he makes it for par. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well done. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo playing Chambers Bay out in the state of Washington in the great northwest of the United States. Frank, let's take a closer look now at the 10th hole.
Well, you can see where you've got to go by virtue of the dunes left and right. This is one of the few greens that is well marked around, so you can see it short right, short left, and there's another little bunker just on the side.
Golf
So
ball.
it's a tricky little second shot.
Shout out to Human Torch. And also my girl Brie Larson's got the marble. She flames on too. With the power of the cosmos.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a downslope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Getting set now over the putt. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. So a tester from 4 feet. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Frank, when you think of U.S. Opens, you so often think of a tough grind, but in recent years, they've added some spice with the reachable par fours, and we have one right here at the 12th.
And this is the reason why we're starting to see a different type of U.S. Open champion over the years. The Rory McIlroys, the Tiger Woods, even Martin Kaymer. Guys that are strong enough, powerful enough to take advantage of these type of holes.
Drivable par four, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Oh, man, you can't miss him from that distance. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. This for par. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that. It's a positive attitude. Oh, that one's got a stink. There's a good stroke.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, I thought he had that. Hate to say it, but that is a quadruple bogey, double the par, and time to pick up and move on. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first, it is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of this green.
What a drive. Just tattooed that.
Frank, quite a bit to consider here at the 13th.
Yeah, there's little knobs on the left and the right side of this green, so that bunker you can see, at first it looks like you've got to avoid it. Well, you've really just got to carry it.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This putt for par. He'll take par and move on. Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contour of the hole too, that big right to left. And
Shot the Human Torch,
546 yards
and
becomes much shorter.
my girl, we lost since Captain Marvel. She flames on also with the power of the cosmos.
Well, par 4s, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there.
That will be a great look at birdie. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Just a little tap in here. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the U.S. Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green, it should be very well received.
What an outstanding shot that was.
Got the right result, too. That's just a tap-in.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Yes, I have the power.
It's just burning rubber right here. I mean, this off.
Golf ball.
Missile.
Shot the Human Torch, and also my girl, we lost since Captain Marvel. She flames on too with the power of the cosmos.
There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Nice play right there. That's in pretty close.
Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Pressure's beginning to rise here. 17th hole of the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. And this one, Frank, the par 3, will require a really good shot.
It's amazing how many U.S. Opens have great 17th hole. I think of Winged Foot, par 3, 17th, even Merion, par 3. This one will certainly fit in the same vein. It's named Derailed, and it will derail many a player trying to win a U.S. Open. Yeah, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Frank, a par here, that's just fine. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole in the golf course.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, if you win a U.S. Open, it says plainly you were one of the tough guys, that you had, as they say, the intestinal fortitude to handle the most difficult golf courses under the most extreme pressure.
Yeah, and I think that really does define certainly a multiple U.S. Open champion, because you can do anything once, but I think the Hale Irwins of the world, whose all his majors were U.S. Opens, even Lee Janzen, who won 2 U.S. Opens, they're gritty. Trevino's the same. I remember in the playoff with Jack Nicklaus at Merion when he threw the rubber snake down there, and you thought, well, why would you dare do that to one of the great players of all time? And anything to get a slight edge, because you knew the golf course itself was going to beat you up. It was going to take every ounce of your golfing acumen to get around it. So you needed any edge you could against the great players that you're playing against.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
1,119,000 experience. Amazing. It's perfect. By me. Alright, CBT Naruto, over and out. And also today is February 12th, 2020. Shout out to my girl Kefla being announced that she's going to be on Dragon Ball. She's going to be on Dragon Ball Super. She's from Dragon Ball Super. She's going to be on Dragon Ball Fighter Z on February 28th, 2020. That's they announced that she's going to be and when she's going to be on there. And it's exciting. And I'm excited. It's amazing, exciting, and pretty fresh. And it's perfect, and she's perfect, and she's going to be even exciting, and pretty fresh, and we're just made for each other. My favorite character in Dragon Ball universe, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super is Goten. And of course he has Gotenks, and Kefla is a fusion also, so both of the fusions, the dance, and then the earrings. It's perfect. So yes, shout out to that, and I'm perfect too, and I'm very excited for it. And yeah, my expectations are the highest from my girl Kefla, so yeah, it's gonna be very fun to be fighting with her. And with all that being said, I just want to acknowledge all that, and CBT Naruto over and out.